We talked to Torts earlier today. He said he was looking forward to seeing Dubois on the wing as opposed to the center earlier this preseason. I wonder what you saw from him tonight and how you thought he did out there.
Well, it looks like he's getting more comfortable. The 2 big goals for us, we came back 3 times, which is a great sign for a young team, and him and Sonny were a big part of that. I thought Sonny making plays and Dubois with two key finishes are both real good signs.
You were here and saw these guys a little bit last year, Milano and Dubois. We see the goals and the setup, the beautiful assist from Sonny tonight. What's different about them, say, away from the scoring and the assist and all the offensive stuff that comes pretty easy to them? How have their games grown away from the puck otherwise?
Well, they look more comfortable on the ice. Part of that is knowing what to expect at a training camp. If you ask them, they'd probably both admit that they came in better shape this year, are able to compete against most of the guys on the ice. That's a huge jump after your first training camp or your first couple to recognize what you need to do a little bit better to make an impact at a camp and garner some attention. And both guys to this point have done a great job of that. They've taken the opportunities and made the most of them.
Coach, at this point, with these being exhibition games, are there lessons that you do want to take away from each of these games, or is this about evaluation of all of the players together still at this point?
Well, it's a little bit of both. We're obviously evaluating players and trying to put guys into situations where we can do that. But at the same time, there's issues on the ice that we have to get better at, and we've started the teaching process. We've shown a little bit of video. We did some good work today in practice, and that's going to continue. There's no team that's feeling really comfortable with their team game right now at this point. There's so many different faces out there, but I think we've got some things headed in the right direction. I thought we were a little unlucky on a couple of the bounces tonight, and that happens. Sometimes you work for your luck, and I think in a general sense, most of the aspects of our game, team-wise, are pointed in the right direction, and the ones that aren't, we've looked at them and we'll keep working on them.
This is an odd question, perhaps. A couple of us were talking. Did you get new boards around the rink today or this year? Are they livelier than they have been? I'm thinking specifically about the 3-2 goal, how that rocketed back. Are these different walls?
That's a great question. I am not sure. I don't know. There has been some lively bounces though, and I'm not sure on that.
First time we've seen Bob this preseason. I just wonder how you felt he did. Obviously 2 periods tonight.
I thought he was fine. I'm sure he wanted that second goal back, but at the same time, he stops a shorthanded attempt and another point-blank attempt too. So I'm not really concerned with Bob. He has a schedule that he sort of puts himself on in training camp, and I expect with everything he's learned through the years, and as good as last year went for him, I'm sure the memory's there that, okay, this is what I need to do again, and here's a few things I need to do a little bit better. So he's the ultimate professional. His preparation before, during, and after the game is second to none as far as any goalie I've ever been around in this game. For him, he's still getting the kinks out like everybody, and there'll be a little rust, I'm sure, through the next couple as well. But I expect when we see the Islanders here in October that he'll be razor sharp again.
Brad, you've got the same cluster of 8 defensemen you had last year, and I'm wondering about Scott Harrington. He's almost in the same situation he was last year in terms of waivers and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Can you do to him last year or this year what you did to him last year? Would you do that in terms of him being here and not playing for long stretches like he was last year?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's all going to shake out, so it's a little premature for me to talk about it anyway. I love Harry. I love his try. There is no question that he gives you everything he has every shift, and you can't ask much more of a hockey player. He was the ultimate professional last year for us, going through how we treated him That's a long year when you're not getting many games to come to the rink and punch the clock. That's a tough mental test, and he passed it with flying colors. So I think he earned a lot of respect from management and the coaching staff on how he handled himself last year, and I think he's come in and done a much better job. To me, he's looked like he wants to demand a job. He's not waiting to be handed one. He's doing what he can to try and climb up that depth chart and make sure he's in the roster a lot more often or on the ice.